his first game with his new team. Does that take some of the burden off the shoulders of Nico Collins? Interesting. Houston begins with play action from their own 35. Stroud's going to run for it himself, and he's going to be escorted out of bounds.
He's outstanding.
Jake Andrews, their center, is back. Didn't play last week. They've got a rookie at left tackle. Play action again. Stroud. Travis Hunter on the field for Jacksonville. This is the worst third down team in the league through the first in his 6th NFL season. And Parker Washington stands back deep right around his own 10. Good-looking punt end over end. Washington is going to let this one take a bounce inside the 5, and it is.
It's a much different feel out of this offense than we've seen in the past 5 seasons.
They begin with ETN, who's just barely able.
And hats off to the offensive line.
ETN again. And as he works from the gun. Here they come. They rush 4. They protect Lawrence. Slings it near side, but they're going to be short. Who last week flashed some of his abilities as a return man. It was a big reason why the Texans had a chance to win that game, because they will begin from the gun at their own 48. Quick drop. Stroud goes through his projections, gets it out of the backfield to Nick Chubb.
Same page. A lot of option routes based on what the defense shows him.
Stroud on target.
The defense, and a lot of these routes are options based on where it's playing. And that's why, sure, they haven't been able to get on the same page yet. It's one of those things where just as a unit, they haven't been able to gel.
Certainly a process as Nick Chubb is going to get the first down here.
In the red zone, they end up having a negative play that puts them in a bad situation.
Good looking run here.
Of his last 17 touchdowns coming in the 4th quarter.
Play action, little misdirection, near side. It would be about a 51-yard field goal from here.
Aaron pass incomplete.
This officially will be a 52-yard attempt. Kaimi Fairbairn, this one winding right. And down just a couple of days later, eventually leading to the 3-game suspension of Alshire as he returns to the stadium. Lawrence under duress, deflected. He spoke so highly about this new staff. Obviously the turnovers that he wants to correct. It's been a major Achilles heel.
Has much more command of this offense now that the season has started.
Back to the ground game. Lawrence slinging it and completes. Fresh set of downs, completion. Inside of the 4-minute mark, Lawrence from the gun delivers another strike. They gave Washington some more opportunities offensively, and he played well in that loss in Cincinnati. Quick delivery, they go.
Had 103 yards, but he has been terrific.
Play action, Lawrence rolling out, they give chase.
To play elite defense.
Lawrence going towards the end zone, and it is incomplete. And there's the flag.
And I'm shocked.
Pass interference, defense number 24.
Here inside. He throws it to Brown, but if you see this play, Brian Thomas Jr., he's wide open. There is nobody home. Watch number 7 in the slot, and right here, nobody home, but Lawrence is locked in on Brown on the out.
Already in his 4th year in the league, penalized. Fresh set of downs, and they take full advantage. This Houston team coming into the year right now, they're 0-2 and down 7-0 as we play late stages in the course season in Green Bay on Jeff Hafley's staff. And now pushing the control buttons here in Jacksonville for this team. As we hit the 2-minute mark left in the quarter. Stroud running for his life, set.
It's blown by, and another negative play for the offense.
On 3rd and 23, just trying to.
Has ever had in his career, but they are not getting the benefit of a rhythmic offense with that style.
Parker Washington trying to slip the.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 51.
We play with just 29 seconds left in the quarter. Play action from Lawrence. Couple of
key is to don't make mistakes and keep out of those 2nd and 3rd longs.
Lawrence puts some air under it. Thomas trying a high-pointed.
Stingley's left hand. No, I thought his left hand receivers, the most drops in the NFL.
That game away in Cincinnati last week, but a couple of key drops late, including the one from Thomas on a 4th down. where you can just feel what's at stake. Divisional game in the AFC South. Houston, the two-time defending champs in the division. Jacksonville trying to give them a run for their money. For the first quarter of this game against Houston. Play action from Lawrence. The pass deflected, and he's going to leaning a little bit more on that pass game.
Being quick answers, neutralize the pass rush early in that game.
Lawrence going to take a chance on 2nd and long. Boy, he had his man, De'Ami Brown. And Dede will be all over Stingley's status as Tremon Smith is going to be thrust into a much bigger role, at least for the moment. Little sidearm delivery. Lawrence completes. Logan Cook on for his second punt. Gets it off cleanly. Jalen Knowles going to watch seeing Brent back in our studios in New York earlier today. Texans begin at the 20. Jalen Knowles.
Very fortunate that this ball wasn't fumbled.
There were fouls by both teams. Holding, offense number 79. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 29. Penalties offset, first down.
Pull back. Mercer taking over Laramie Tunsil's old spot at left tackle. So costly penalty. They get it out here to Collins.
Help out C.J. Stroud and be a sort of security blanket for him down the field.
Right foot hits his hands, right foot up. That's 1 foot, second foot out. 5. Instead of moving the chains, 0 of 3 so far, the Texans on 3rd down. Stroud protected, first down Houston. So they finally...
Finds Allen, he makes him run past the quarterback, and there's plenty of time to operate.
Chubb long setback here. Stroud, everyone covered, off balance, and he gets it out. Beautiful decision.
I think they're going to get the rookie for holding.
Offense number 79.
Doesn't have any hair to pull out, but boy, he's got to be frustrated.
Well, listen, it doesn't get much. You can see that. He's going to hold up against Hines Allen for an entire 4 quarters.
Back to the ground game here.
Guys up front with zone coverage behind it. They've got to be able to protect.
Walker and Hines Allen pin their ears back. Stroud steps up in the pocket and delivers. Nico Collins.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 29.
I mean, really, it looked like...
But when you dip like that and imply force with the crown, they'll call illegal use of helmet on that play.
Great look at it from our camera operators here. We thank Gene for
Hose of moving forward and thrusting. That's another element in real time. It's hard to decipher, but I think that's a piece of it.
Earlier, how do they handle this potential 2-down situation?
Together and do not go backwards at the minimum.
10th play of the drive. Heavy pass so far, back to the airways. C.J. Stroud in the intended target.
Before the pass, holding, defense number 47. So
They have not gotten a lot of great production down the field out of their rollout game so far.
This will be Chubb out of the backfield to... C.J. Stroud has converted 6 straight passes. They go here to the ground game. 12th play of the drive for the Texans. Jacksonville brings 4. Stroud protected. Stroud end zone too high. 2. Townsend the holder. Austin Brinkman the long snapper. Offensive drive so far. Fairbairn on to kick it away. Line drive. And McQuint Allen's going to actually play it from a couple of yards deep. Not sure that was a very good decision. Lawrence so far, 8 of 14, 65 yards. Here is Cheaton.
To put it all together, I do believe they could be one of the better defenses in the league.
Lawrence slinging one, trying to connect on Jacksonville. 3rd and 6. Trevor Lawrence and company just 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far. From the gun, put some touch on it, up the seam, and it is
Bite down on the underneath route. They get the one-on-one matchup, but they just can't connect down the field.
Jalen Knowles is going to play it. There's a mark stuff at the end of that play. More flags are flying. Keep in mind what happened here last time these two teams played.
during the kick, holding receiving team number 29. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness by the kicking team number 47. Those fouls will offset at the end of the kick, and Houston will keep the ball.
Frustrated and retaliated with his own push.
Game, play action, what they do well just hasn't been there.
They do go play action here. C.J. Stroud running for his life. Everyone covered down the field. Well done breaking their career sack record here in Jacksonville. Texans just 2 of 7 on 3rd down. Quick release. Hutchinson.
Is how do we give Stroud? How can we not have so many unblocked pressures? And when we have more to block what they're...
Handoff here to Eats.
Than what they've showed, and they've come out here.
2nd and 14 after the penalty. Lawrence, little sidearm delivery back. 3rd and 14. As the Jags work inside the 30, could be a free play. Lawrence fires, completes.
For 2 people in motion.
Illegal shift. Offense number 5 never got set.
Now starting to creep up on the Jags. They're 6th. 3rd and 19. Lawrence never had a chance.
And now you're going to give Houston a chance here before halftime.
Anderson, who had that big sack late Monday night against Tampa, making another big play for the Texans. Jalen Knoll weaving his way up the field in the Atlantic this weekend in Jacksonville. Well done.
You just put yourself in a hole starting 1st and 15 with an offense that has not been able to get anything going downfield.
Texans playing with 3 timeouts. On 2nd and 12, Jags rush 4. Stroud loses his footing. What kind of pressure do the Jags bring here? Handoff taken, Chubb weaving.
To get Titus Howard here, who takes...
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
In offense. 4th punt for Townsend in this first half. He hasn't been very good so far. It's a good one here.
Houston's played almost 100% zone coverage, and so they're all going to be dropping back and make sure that nothing gets behind them.
Intensity starts to ratchet up now between these 2 teams. We're down to 42 seconds. Lawrence and company working with 1 timeout. They deliver near side.
Just one of the small details, and you saw that happen on Monday night in their 2-minute offense at the end of the game.
Lawrence, who had really struggled since Cam Little has a monster leg. Remember, he hit that 70-yard field goal in a preseason game.
Still run a play and kick the field goal, so expect something intermediate.
Incomplete. 6 offensive possessions for the Jags. 5 punts and that 1 touchdown.
In Jacksonville, I know you gave up a lot of points last week to Cincinnati, but they also are a much improved defense this year.
And it will be Jags football to begin the 2nd half. We will get you our first half highlights from Verizon next, and a word from your local station.
Ability to consistently protect and give their quarterback time to make a throw.
This one will bounce. 39 years of age. This young new regime, James Gladstone, the 35-year-old GM. Can they get this franchise back?
They can operate in the passing game in a one-dimensional situation.
Oh, what a run. 2nd. You heard the report from Ndidi. Injured in that first half. We haven't seen him since. Haven't been told by Al Shire. Pick up a 5.
Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
2nd and 20 after what is the 7th Jacksonville penalty, totaling nearly 60 yards. Beautiful maneuver. It's Hunter making his first big play.
2nd half of this game.
First catch of the day for Hunter. First time he's been targeted as Etienne takes on.
Now they have to go with another reserve at safety.
Here's Etienne out of the backfield. Triple threat. That's his way.
Inside the numbers to put them in a 3rd and 3 situation.
This is where you need your franchise quarterback to deliver. He gets it to Washington, breaking tackles.
Brian Thomas Jr. was really in the same area, so looking like an offensive bust ends up a big play for Jacksonville.
Not good. He is downgraded to out for this Houston defense. One of their most indispensable pieces, Jacksonville.
Holding. Offense number 65.
So if you want to take advantage of the secondary, who steps up to be able to make that play?
We're right. Tim Patrick in motion. 3rd and 24. Not many in the book for this play. Couple of tackles broken by Strange. He's still going. But that gets him into field goal range.
A couple of very aggressive 4th down going for it, but I think in this game.
And they took with the 6th round pick out of Arkansas last year. Good snap, good hold, and Little
Personal foul, leverage, defense number 95.
And get his hand on the air, and you see right there his hand.
Etienne. Fire. Trying to get themselves recalibrated. Lawrence goes through his reads. Everyone covered. Lawrence punished.
Field, and now you get the four-man rush, able to provide pressure and get Lawrence to the ground.
Lawrence again under heavy pressure on the release. Tommy's snap wasn't great. Good recovery. Still very much in this game, despite all the offensive struggles. One-score game, 10-3 as we played latter stages of this first quarter. Jalen Noel.
Stroud, to me, that's the story of the game.
They begin this drive with a pitch play here.
Personal foul, face mask. Offense number 79.
Left
So right now just trying to deal with some of these penalty issues.
Yep. And
Third penalty on Ursu. We see the growing pains for a rookie left tackle. This is Noel. Week 2 inserted Patterson in its center. And so obviously Stroud from the gun. Buried.
he's having himself a day.
He is now a sack and a half away from breaking Tony Bracken's career sack record here in Jacksonville. And boy, the punting struggles.
Line, to me, has the edge.
Play action from Lawrence over the middle, completes. Tim Patrick. Jump started as they work now inside the Houston 40. Shooting.
Adam, I'm not Jay Feely.
I think you may be right, as Tootin, boy, hard physical.
Speed has been talked about, what he did at the NFL scouting combine, but boy, he was, as you saw on that last play, he's a smaller back, 5'9", 200. Make Houston prove that they could block your defensive line.
And they miss. Career sack record here. And at the moment now watching from that sideline as Houston.
We're seeing what the results are out here on the field.
Indeed, he just can't imagine what he and his wife Caitlin have gone through, but just.
And he's having himself a great start to the season.
He has been sensational. This has been close. One-score game. And now 2 scores as they hope to try to put this thing away.
If you're not successful here on third down.
Big play here for Stroud. They protect over the middle, complete. Nico
side help, and Stroud is able to lead Collins all the way to the hash mark.
And now there's
played in a while, but still has yet to really find that connection with Christian Kirk.
C.J. Stroud's pass is picked. Jordan
in the slot, and you see Christian Kirk's not his man, but he just reads the eyes of C.J. Stroud. Stroud thinks that they cleared it out, and there was
defense. That's their 6th in 2.5 games. Just remarkable. Johnny Munt, the tight end. This guy would become one of the top slot corners in the league the last few years.
That's
what
why.
A free agent acquisition for James Gladstone.
Opportunities with this much time left in the fourth quarter to get back in this game.
Lawrence on 3rd and 4, and it's another drop for Thomas. Unbelievable.
And it just hasn't happened. It just hasn't happened to show up as the #1 guy that can make those catches when his number is called.
Another punt from Cook. This will take a good-looking Jags bounce. And they're going to pin the Texans back inside.
With 12 minutes left, put a drive together.
They begin here with a Nick Chubb run, trying to get to the edge
to this game.
But they didn't break the huddle there until there was about 7 seconds left on the play clock. A little behind. Pass game really all day. Stroud, you need one here from your franchise quarterback. 3rd and 9. Everyone covered. Stroud well short. Arch, this is what we've seen from this offense. You saw CJ unsure of where to go. They just have not been able to get the separation with their wide receivers anywhere down the field. Townsend finally gets off a good punt. He's had a struggle of the day. Parker Washington, Cincinnati. No Joe Burrow down the stretch of that game. They just could never put the Bengals away. Do they have the goods? Trevor Lawrence now 17 of 31, 161 yards. And
today.
On 3rd and 10, Lawrence protected. Lawrence picked. Jalen Petrie.
But the entire route, Trevor Lawrence is just, he's staring it down. Petrie sees his eyes. I mean, he stares it down so much. The corner that they're trying to run off, he even jumps the ball. They give us a spark, set up our offense at midfield, and try to get ourselves a touchdown.
C.J. Stroud, wide open, Collins, and it's a Sunday stroll in the park.
What are we looking at right here? He's going to jump this. What are we looking at? I don't believe there's supposed to be a safety back. That's just trying to do too much, and the slight move like he's going to go on the out. But it doesn't get any better than that.
In almost 3 games to start the season, and boy, that one could not have come at a better time.
Still haven't scored a touchdown in the red zone. I mean, that's crazy.
Kick fielded here by everyone shoulders the blame, certainly on this Jacksonville offense as Etienne weaves his. Lawrence gets his protection set. They bring 5 to the Texans, and another
to try to keep this game going and get a win.
Lawrence over the middle, first down Jacksonville. 1 yard, Strange putting together one of the best games of his NFL career. Etienne picks up Felation. Lawrence under center, fakes to Tootin, underneath to Jacksonville today is 3 of 13 on 3rd down. Big one here, completion. They're going to
Offense to go for it in this situation.
Cohen rolls the dice. Lawrence protected, batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Just able to get, they had a small window to get the ball to Parker. Won their way down the field, but now Stroud another opportunity at midfield.
Here's Nick Chubb.
Problems and the limitations make a play and will your team to win.
Stroud underneath completes. This is Kirk, the former Jag.
Could have been the spark that gave this team life.
Or just a game-changing play as Chubb works his
game. But again, you have a great chance here on this drive to make it right.
C.J. Stroud over the middle.
With a shot on that play.
3rd down pass, completes. Collins, football's out. Devin Lloyd has it.
Man.
Just great.
I believe he's right here. And what does he do? He just returns a favor. Bam, hits him, and then look at that. His right hand just stays at it, swipes the ball out, and then Lloyd is all over it to pick it up. What a play.
And Tyson Campbell, Arch, you had the blown coverage on the Collins touchdown. Boy, you think he just atoned for that mistake?
and taking the ball away.
And again, the 8th takeaway for Jacksonville's defense.
Looked like he thought it was a run play, and he was going to block.
Etienne sideline, 3rd and 6. Texans rush 4. Lawrence protected. Everyone covered. Lawrence going to run 4. Lawrence has it.
Low off the field. They miss a tackle, and that ended up being the difference in the ball game.
Etienne, 2nd and 3. Handoff Etienne. First down and more. Lawrence protected. Lawrence delivers a strike. Thomas.
Picking up the pressure by Etienne, by the linebacker To'o, and then, boy, attaboy, Brian Thomas Jr. It's been a tough day at the office. Way to step up, but that was a breakdown in the secondary. There should have been safety help on the inside. A secondary bust, and to give Jacksonville their biggest play of the game.
Etienne, and he's in for the Jacksonville touchdown. 2-play punch.
It is very much a possibility, Spiro, that they did let him score. Should have been able to close that game out. We're not at their best on the final drive.
Here's Knoll, the rookie. And now pressure moments for C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Stroud airing it out, and it is incomplete.
Oh, boy. Look, he doesn't look for the football, but he has great timing.
Boy, how big that is potentially. Collins unavailable at least for one play on a 2nd and 10.
Jacksonville got to account. They're bringing 5.
Nico Collins available on the field. Kirk with the snatch. 13. First down, Houston.
Nico Collins back on the field at the bottom of the screen.
Jags giving Chase Stroud with a hard fake to pull it back. There is a
Before the pass was thrown, holding. Defense number 3.
just a giant penalty against Campbell.
Make a play.
C.J. Stroud looking, everyone covered. He's going to run for it inside the 40s, right at
Nico Collins in here with an opportunity to tie it up or possibly win.
Stroud throwing towards the end zone. He had
Kirk Armstead. They've really held up well, and they're giving C.J. Stroud a chance to deliver the football.
On 2nd and 10, Stroud completes. Marks breaking free. Play the rookie
Linebacker and get him the football.
Here they come, Hines Allen around the edge. Stroud's pass, they may have gotten a piece, and that is picked. And another takeaway for the Jacksonville defense. They released Darnell Savage, one of their safeties this season. More opportunity.
Give the rookie number 79, Ursery, a little bit of help on Josh Hines Allen, who has completely wrecked your offense. By the defense, this defense really getting to the quarterback, pressuring the quarterback, and taking the ball away. You can win with that formula, Spiro.
17-10 the final here in Jacksonville. Coming up next, the State Farm postgame show. Now for Argentini, Gene Steratore, Spiro Dini saying so long from Jacksonville. We'll get you back to New York for all the scores and highlights right after this on CBS.